Hello and welcome to Mountain Patriot Homestead. I am in my kitchen today because I had originally planned on doing this out on the porch or maybe in the side-by-side out next to the woods, but today it is rather cool and the wind is, I would say it's breezy, but it's beyond breezy. The wind is really blowing hard. And it is drizzly and just kind of a day that I would rather be in the kitchen with a cup of hot coffee. So that's where I'm at. And I'm glad you could join me today because of the news that is ongoing and because of things that are just happening like rapid fire. I know if a lot of you probably don't watch a lot of the news. I know I don't watch much of the news, but I do catch the news from independent news sources that don't have an agenda. They're just reporting what they've heard and what they know. So I get a lot of news that way. And I don't know if you've heard any of the recent news lately, but everything is just gone to pot. I mean, I don't know any other way to put it. I would like to be, all sunshine and rainbows, but, it's not. And so today I just thought maybe talking to you about something that sometimes has a negative connotation depending on who you talk to, and just share with you some of my thoughts about it and maybe see what some of yours are. But that is prepping and being a prepper. Is prepping a dirty word? Well, it depends on who you talk to. Some people, you mention prepping and they instantly think of somebody that is living far underground in a bunker with warehouses full of food, and they're decimating the shelves at the grocery store, and they're taking everything that anybody else might have to stock up, and that's their idea of a prepper. And other people may not understand what prepping is at all. Well, first of all, what does prepping mean? Prepping is just preparing. It's just, another way that us Americans that shorten things down. We can't say whole words apparently, so we shorten words down, and all it is preparation, preparing, prepping. So a prepper is just somebody who is preparing. Preparing for what? What's a prepper preparing for? Well, if you are a true preparer or a true prepper, you're preparing for anything. If you live somewhere that gets heavy snow, do you prepare your house so the roof can bear a snow load? So your roof isn't suddenly in your living room one night? Do you make sure that you have warm clothes and that you have enough fuel to fuel your furnaces throughout the winter? That's prepping. You're preparing. If you're somebody who lives like I do, way out in the sticks, and you don't live close to a store, I have the benefit of, I have the benefit of driving to work into town, so I'm there that I can pick up food if I needed to, daily if I needed to. I don't do that because I do not like shopping. So I prepare ahead by canning and picking up things that are on sale and all of those sort of things that other people who may even live in town do. So you're preparing ahead for, what if there's a famine? What if, and this doesn't affect us as much as it used to, but folks, I think you're going to see more of famines than what we've probably seen in the last 100 years occurring to our world. Now, how do I know that? I don't, but I can read what's going on just in the world around us. You know, everything from droughts to floods to locust infestations to bad seed to crops that just for whatever reason aren't coming up and producing. So how do you make sure that you keep food on the table? You stock ahead. And that's why our ancestors smoked fish or dried meat or made pemmican or whatever your ancestors done to preserve food. That's why they did it, because there were times there was not food to put on the table. And I know just by having a garden, one year I'll have this wonderful garden, my tomatoes will do perfectly, my melons will be wonderful, and the next year my tomatoes all have blight, my melons just don't do anything, but maybe I have a lot of peppers. So sometimes there's really no rhyme or reason as to why gardens flourish or don't. So prepping by staying ahead of the curve and canning or even purchasing things. People seem to think that, especially once you start becoming a homesteader, that, oh my gosh, if you go out and buy anything from the store, you're not a real homesteader. You should be growing everything you eat and only the things you eat. Well, wouldn't it be wonderful? But you know, I don't have a banana tree here. Maybe I could grow a banana tree here. I don't know. But I do know that it gets cold enough every year here that my fig tree dies right back down to the ground. So I don't figure that a banana tree would last very long here in my climate. So there are some things I do buy from the store. Prepping is just being prepared for the things that may happen, that you hope never happen, but that could. And if you're caught without certain things, it could mean your very survival. So prepping is ensuring that we are going to survive to the next level of the game. Now, what are ways that we prep other than running to the store and buying the last load of toilet paper off the shelves? How do we prep? Well, if you have even, maybe you've got an old recipe box full of recipes that was handwritten by your mama or your grandma, or maybe you have soap. You make your own soap, or perhaps you read foraging books. Guys, I haven't forgot it. The foraging video I'll be putting out sometime next week. I promise. I've got it in the works. But if you're learning about foraging, I took a little short class last week. I got to go to Baker Creek Seed Company's Harvest Festival. Wonderful place, wonderful time. And I was there and got to see a lady named Rachel West, who is part of Eating the Ozarks. And she talked about foraging a lot of things around in my area and how to use them. Now, what's funny is I live here, I forage, I use the things that I forage from here, but wow, the things I was not aware of that I learned was just amazing. And that was just in a little hour lesson. So no matter how much you know or think you know, you can always learn more. And moving beyond that, do you know how to change a tire? Don't give me an excuse of, oh, well, I'm a little 97-pound woman, I can't change a tire. Honey, if you can drive a car, you can change a tire. You put gas in your car, you can change a tire. Get somebody to show you how to change a tire if you don't know how to change a tire. Maybe you've never shot a pew-pew and you would like to learn. Hey, don't don't listen to what everybody says about, oh, you should buy this type or that type. You buy what fits you. You buy what works for you. That's part of being prepared. And don't just buy it. Don't just buy things like that and put them away and never use them, because when you need it, you're going to need to know how to use it. Okay? Same thing with any other type of personal defense. Don't just watch a video about it. Practice. Practice, do it, go take classes if you can. Even if you used to instruct those type of classes, you should make sure you keep practicing that, because do you think I'm as good now as I was once upon a time doing any of that? Oh, heck no, because I'm not doing it all the time. Should I be doing it all the time? You betcha. That's part of prepping, being prepared. How do I know if I go to Walmart and get out of the car or truck that somebody might try to grab me? Well, you know, they might try to grab me. I figure there's a whole lot of other people they'd want to grab before they grab me. But you know, it is a crazy world. I just saw a video this morning of a person fueling their car. A van rolls up, 3 guys jump out and start surrounding this person. And this person, I thought it was a woman. Some of the comments seemed to think it was a man, but it, from the shoes, looked like a woman to me. But this person sprayed down the potential attackers until they decided they needed to be somewhere else, because she filled, or he filled, up that van with gasoline and sprayed it in the faces of the people that was coming after them until they took off. That's thinking quick, because use what you got when you got to use it. And they were just mentally prepared. And that comes down to the most important part of prepping, is the mentality. If you are not mentally ready to survive, I don't care if it's surviving hunger, if it's surviving cold, or it's surviving an attack. If you don't have it in your mind that you are going to survive no matter what, you're not going to survive. I mean, these zombie movies, who gets eat? It's the person that's timid, that don't think they can, they can do anything. They're right. Because if you aren't mentally prepared and you don't think you can do it, well, then yeah, you're right. You can't. You've got to have it in your mind that no matter what happens, you're going to survive. And that is part of prepping, is knowing, preparing yourself, having the confidence and the skills that you've developed that you will survive. So is prepping a bad word? No. Prepping is survival. Prepping is getting ready no matter what is coming, no matter what happens, you're going to come out on the other side. Guys, I know this is a little different from my normal sitting and visiting, but I just felt it was kind of important because, just so much is happening in the world today, and I want y'all to all be back again next time. I love y'all. Mountain Patriot Homestead, signing out.